This last month has felt like the busiest month of my entire life, not only with personal things such as moving houses and everything that comes with that, but also with my freelance work. I feel like recently I have been blessed with a lot of things, a lot of cool projects, and today I wanted to sit down, I wanted to chat with you guys about the in and outs of a few of the projects that I've worked on. So let's chat. Cheers. What's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tatsuki. I am a freelance artist. I do photo and video things, and I specifically focus on creating social media assets. In this day and age, social media is huge. So focusing on social media assets and creating them has been a game changer for me, unlocking a lot of opportunities. Now, the first project that I want to talk about today is a project that I worked on with Arc'teryx. Over the last couple of years, Arc'teryx have been running community events, and there's one specifically called Hike in the Park, and this is something that I've been documenting and creating short form videos for. The highlight feature of this hike is called Dargan's Arch, and we went with a group of about 15 to 20 people, and before going into the shoot, I knew that I'd be creating vertical assets for them for Arc'teryx's Instagram. Knowing that it was going to be a 4 to 5 hour hike, I rocked up with some pretty light gear, my Sony a7C II, 24 to 70, and also my 14mm lens. Now, the actual hike went pretty smoothly. There was some breathtaking views of the landscape that, I don't actually get to see that often, even though I live here. So going on these community events and shooting them, not only is it fun and exhilarating for me as a job, but I get to observe the beautiful landscape that kind of surrounds my home area. And yeah, it's quite refreshing because I'm traveling with a guide. His name is Dan. He's a good friend of mine as well, and he knows a lot of information on wildlife and the natural landscapes that we're walking across. And yeah, I just think it's super informative and fun. Before going into the shoot, I did a little bit of brainstorming, and I figured that I wanted to have Dan's voiceover on top of the video, giving a little bit of context to the actual video. Now, this is quite specific to filming a toured hike, but if I'm filming the hike, I'm going back and forth between all of the people walking past. And this means that I'm not by Dan all of the time. And when he's saying something or just talking about the highlight feature of the hike, I want to be there to capture that audio. So instead of relying on a shotgun mic this time, I clipped on a wireless mic and just kept it recording like the whole time. I think it was like 4 hours worth of footage. I sifted through this at the end of the hike, but it was definitely worth it because I found the clips that I needed to really give great context to the video.
So Dargan's Arch used to be a natural cave system. Obviously, the roof of the cave caved in, and now you have what is left as a natural bridge, or Dargan's Arch.
Now, I personally love the outdoors. I go hiking and camping all of the time, and to be able to work with a brand such as Arc'teryx, especially on an outdoor community event like this, it's a real pleasure. Now, the second project I want to talk about is creating UGC content for a brand called Clean My Phone. Now, as I mentioned, I do create videos specifically for social media, and because of that, I do understand how social media works and what kind of content is going to work well for it. Because of this, brands reach out to creators like myself all the time to create UGC content, which is user-generated content. This is where we, the content creators, create the video or the video assets that the brand wants to use for their social media as either ads or organic media posts. I feel like not a lot of people talk about creating UGC content as a source of income as a content creator, but it is definitely a great viable option. Now, I don't create UGC content all of the time, but when I do, it's usually with brands that I find my vision aligns with, and I like to have fun with it. I created a video giving a couple of tips on how to use your iPhone better to shoot photos utilizing light and angles. Now, as this is created for their social media channel, they have a couple of requirements, especially regarding fonts. They have a specific font they like using, and I guess the overall theme has to be quite happy. So the video I created is quite simple. It just utilizes a few strong visual hooks, and to really pull the video together, I used a voiceover as well as on-text speech bubbles that, I don't know, I thought it gave the video a nice feel. If you're a content creator and you want to expand your revenue a little bit, I'd suggest that UGC Content is a great way to have fun, create videos that aren't specifically for you, but use your skill, your assets, and your knowledge on how social media works. So yeah, if you're in conversation with the style of content that you're creating, come up with your own ideas and suggest them to your brand, because they will definitely appreciate your ideas. Now, before we get to the largest and most time-consuming project of the month, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor of the video, Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community with over 1,000 courses on different topics such as video editing, storytelling, and design. And these courses are created by creators for creators. I've noticed that the year seems to go by really quickly, but it's only March. We're still at the start of the year. So if you need a kickstart to your creativity in 2025, Skillshare has a new Learning Path series on creating original ideas, overcoming creative anxiety, and taking action. Now, I've been a full-time content creator for over a year now, but I've been creating videos on YouTube for over 3 years. So I know it's very important. You have to keep trying different things so you don't have that creative burnout. In my videos, I love putting these on-screen text effects that I create with my iPad, and I've really been getting into digital illustration. And a little while ago, I started watching a short animation course on Procreate by Phoebe. Now, during this course, I learned how to use some basic tools in Procreate Dreams to give my animations a little bit more life. Practice makes perfect, but having a little bit of help on the way to accelerate the process really doesn't hurt. So if you're interested in learning from one of the courses that I mentioned or something else, the first 500 people to use the link in my description will get a 1-month free trial on Skillshare. Use the 1 month free to learn something new off Skillshare. Now, the biggest reason as to why I've been so busy recently is my main client, Bunshinren. Now, they are a Japanese tattoo studio based here in Sydney and Osaka in Japan. And yeah, we've been working very hard on some projects. In short, what I do for them is create cinematic BTS videos of their art form. They do beautiful Japanese tattoos. And there's so much detail behind it, from the actual art form of the tattoo, the meanings behind each piece, the culture, the history. There's a lot to talk about, and this is just why I love working with them, because as a Japanese person myself, I feel like I'm researching my own history a little bit and sharing that with the rest of the world. Now, the videos that we do create, we publish them to YouTube, and recently we have amassed 20,000 subscribers on that channel. 20,000 subscribers! Now, since we started that channel from scratch, it's amazing to see the growth of it, to slowly grow its own legs and start walking by itself. And yeah, I'm very, very, very happy. Now, as to why I've been so busy with the channel is because I'm going to be traveling for a couple of months, meaning I won't have the time to film as often that I usually do. So I've been filming and editing in advance for the channel. Now, as we post twice a month, I have in advance shot I think 7 videos in total that are ready to be edited and published while I am traveling. Now, I know I'm going to have commitments and other things that are going to come up while I am traveling, so I've decided to also edit a few in advance. So I am, I think, a month ahead at this moment. Now, cramming all of this together in my already busy schedule while moving houses and doing all this has been super chaotic, but it has been very worthwhile because I know in a month I'm going to be thanking myself that I worked hard in advance. If you guys are interested in the actual work that I do for them, you can check out the YouTube channel. I've got so many videos there, but you can also check out a more curated, polished version on my website. I recently updated my website, so it looks pretty cool, so please go check that out. Now, the last project that I've been working over the last month is pretty simple, and it's actually just documenting the process of me moving into this place. Mainly, I've been using this. This is my RZ67. It's my favorite film camera ever, and it is one heck of a camera. I have this attachment that goes on the back and it allows me to shoot instant film, which is what I've been mainly doing for the documentation process of this place. I think photographs are an amazing thing because they capture one split second of time onto like a photo, and these instant film pictures even more so because they capture it and have it printed on a piece of paper. This is like a 1/400th of a second of time made on a piece of paper. Isn't that kind of cool? I've been using this camera and the instant film combination for quite a while now, and I think it is a beautiful, tangible way to document and capture life. So I thought, why not capture and really share the process of me moving into this place, how it develops over time. And yeah, as I continue with this, I'm going to slowly curate the images together. I want to put this on my website and like have it really like showcased in a neat, orderly fashion, because yeah, this stuff's pretty important to me. This is like a passion project. Not getting paid for this, obviously. It is just something that I want to do for my own satisfaction, my own creative needs, or whatever you want to call it. And I think that's quite important. I know in this day and age, it's easy to just create things for social media and for performance and algorithms and stuff, but you also need to create for yourself. Don't forget that, because if you lose the artist in yourself, you're gonna burn out in this social media driven world. And then if your art just becomes a job and you lose the art and the creative aspect of it, then you're probably gonna start hating it. So I think it's quite important that you find something to do that really itches something in your brain. And yeah. So anyway, I have somehow managed to cram that all into 1 month. It has been a super hectic experience for me. I'm glad that it's over. I believe this is the 4th video of this creative project series. I really like making these videos because I get to share the projects that I've worked on collectively, and then share kind of what's going on inside my brain before and after shooting and making the videos. And I feel like some of you guys might appreciate that insight if you're a creative yourself on this journey. I know that you guys, my community, are very creative, so if you're working on any projects right now, let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious to see what you guys are up to. Anyways, with that, I'm going to take the rest of the evening off and just relax. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever it is. Thank you. See you next time. Peace.